Hey there, everybody! I'm Sam for the IndieTards, and this is episode 1 of our new show, IndieTards. It's just me today, as my partner Stuart is off vacationing, but he'll be back soon to join me for the next episode. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what the heck is this show? What did I just stumble onto? Well, hopefully, once a month we'll be putting out an episode where we take a look at a new, hopefully free-to-play indie game, talk about it, view it, and show it off. I'm also going to be posting some links in the description of cool places and stuff to check out on the internet for when you're bored or want to see something cool. So yeah, I think that's about it. Let's get started. Zenith is, at its core, primarily a game about movement. You run, jump, glide, ski, and even wall run through its various environments. You control an unnamed character working for a corporation in a cartoony world full of kittens and very convenient architecture. You complete yourself a robot so you can propel yourself around at high speeds, much to the envy of everyone else. Once you complete the game's tutorial, you start out with the simple goal of go to work. It eventually ends up with you being tasked to go to the moon to drop off a package, and this is where the game's story gets interesting. To get there, you have to explore the world and find unlockables and secrets, all in the name of finding out how to reach your final destination. Alright, so I think that's about it for the introduction. Now let's take a look at the actual mechanics of the game. Alright, since this is a review, now it's time to get picky. You might have noticed something in the bottom right corner in these clips. This is the game's cell phone menu. When you first start at the game, you will be immediately introduced to this interface, which acts as the only menu in the game. Alright, so this is how the menu works. Basically, you just right-click to open if you're using a mouse, and there's a button for it if you're using a controller, and you can access all these little tabs just like you would on a regular cell phone. So first off, there's mail, which is where you can, basically, you'll be set these dynamically as you progress through the game by characters you meet or your boss who you never see, but he sends your request through here, and then you can view your missions. Right now I have a few of them. One of them is, of course, get to the moon. It shows you a handy little arrow to how to get there, but it doesn't really help much in this mission because you have to figure out how to get there on your own. The arrow just points upwards, and it has a little text cue. You can enable and disable the text as you wish. Next there's radar, and basically the way this works is all around you. If you turn, you can zoom in and out, so yeah, that happens. And there are capsules you can find, and it shows them all on here, and basically they're money for for this little game I'm about to show you. You can find trainers, which is also involved in this game I'm about to show you, and secrets, and this can range from a large number of things. I haven't found anything on this save file. I'm not going to ruin anything for you here. Next up is this really cool game within a game. This is actually a really important part of Zenith. It's a really, really fun thing to do. Essentially, it's kind of like an action Pokemon minigame, where you can kind of get these little critters, and then customize them, put them into battle with other people. You can choose your level and difficulty, and basically, as you go through the world, you can find other trainers, and you can find money. And if you defeat these trainers or find this money, you can spend it on these skills: attack, defense, magic, and glam. And they will help you in the battles. I'm not 100% sure what glam does. I think it might be movement speed, but I'm not 100% sure. Next up is Twitter. This is actually really cool. The developers, of course, have Twitter feeds, and from here you can view them, tweet at them, or tweet from the game. With your Twitter account, there's even a handy sign-in button if you wanted to do that. And there's a whole bunch of other things, like you can view your account and all your other settings. Speaking of settings, that's what's next. You have sound, the obvious debug, which lets you kind of do little things that kind of break the game a little, and you can cheat. You can call the hawk, and I'm not going to ruin that for you. Also, you can change your... This is pretty fun. I didn't even know this was under here until recently. You can change your color. Right now, my trail behind my character is pink. You can totally just change that to whatever color you want. I'm going to make that some green here. Alright, yeah, looking pretty cool. Looking pretty cool. Just follows you around wherever you go, and if you rewind, it stays floating in the air, which is pretty cool. Yeah, see, it's just floating there. Last and not least, we have Zines. Basically, I think this is short for magazines, just the last half of that word, because you are working for a magazine in this game, and you can view these things and read them. I think that there might be collectible through the world, but I'm not 100% sure. I haven't played enough to be sure. So yeah, but that's about where the good stuff ends, because this menu does have some problems. The cell phone seems pretty cool until it starts intruding on gameplay. It takes up a very large percentage of the screen, about 20 to 30%, and when it pops up in the middle of gameplay without you turning it on, like when somebody messages you or a trainer challenges you, it can be kind of frustrating. You're going to have to rewind because it'll be blocking your screen. You'll probably fail the jump or stunt you're attempting to do. It might seem like a relatively small gripe, but with multiple playthroughs, seeing the same messages pop up over and over again when you're trying to do something, it can be a little annoying. Alright, although the menus are cool, I'm pretty sure I've bored you with them enough. Let's get to the gameplay, which is by far the coolest part of this game. It's really easy to learn and hard to master, and is super reminiscent of Sega's Jet Set radio games. The button controls are really simple. You tap one button to go, you hit another one to jump, and you steer with either the left stick or A and D. There is, however, one more awesome control feature in this game. If you haven't already noticed it in the clips I put up, it's that you can rewind and fast forward at will. That means that when you make a mistake or oversteer, which does happen pretty often in this game, you can rewind to a previous point and have all that progress erased. This is a really fun feature to play and really surprised me when I saw it in the game. The way you move is just the beginning though. The world in this game is so perfect for what the game is trying to do. It's crafted so that you can easily find places to wall run, gain speeds, and surf as much as you want. It's so great for getting air and finding new locations all the time. The world is so huge and there's over 100 collectibles for you to discover. Probably the most impressive thing about the size of this game world is how big the game's download is. It's free to play and it's 46 megabytes. For those of you who do not know how the measurement works, basically you'll download this massive world that takes you minutes to get from one end to the other in 60 seconds or less. The game is available on PC and Mac, and it doesn't even have to install. It works so well. It is so amazing how they managed to pack this gigantic world into such a small package. Seeing as how the game is so small, it's really hard to find a reason not to recommend it to people. The only minimal problems I have with this game, other than the interface, which I've already talked about, is that occasionally you might find yourself getting stuck in geometry a little bit easier than you'd like, and the graphics aren't for everybody. They're kind of artsy and cutesy, but they're not exactly high quality. There's a lot of texture pop in when you're moving really quickly, but I forgive the developers for that because the speed you're moving in this game is ridiculous, and they wanted to make it easy to run on as many computers as they possibly could, which it is. This game will perform so easily on your computer regardless of what you're running. Essentially, if you can run Minecraft, you can run this game at a probably higher frame rate than you can run Minecraft. In summary, Zenith isn't just a great indie game, it's a great game, period. In fact, I'm amazed the developers didn't charge for it, because it's such a great package. It's really fun, there's hours of gameplay here throughout the collectibles and the gigantic world for you to explore. There's no reason not to try it. The number of hours you'll be able to spend zooming through this world is worth the download, because it only takes a minute, and it's really fun. The developers worked really hard on this, and I think as many people should play this as possibly can. Alright, I think that about wraps up this review. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really mean that. Please rate, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. I would really love to hear your feedback. I know this is kind of, as far as audio goes, boring. I don't have a partner here. We can't really make many jokes. We'll be so much better when Stuart is back here. But I would just love to hear what you guys think, so please comment below or send us a private message if you want to give us feedback or tips, or you want to tell us about some other cool games we should check out. I would really love to hear from you guys. Anyways, I'm also going to be posting some links down below for just places around the interwebs to check out for you guys. I think some of them you might find a little interesting. And yeah, that's it. Once again, I am Sam for the IndieTards, and thank you very much for watching.